Hello everybody and welcome back to the Library of Ruin. The Limbus Company. That's twice I've done that now. Frickin' Library of Ruin, whatever. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this episode is gonna be a little bit weird. So, over the past few weeks? Question mark? It's been a hot minute. Basically, I've just been doing miscellaneous stuff, and I'm gonna show you all of that in this video. We're gonna call this the quest to get Floor 15 50 Adversity / Floor 15 Solo / the April 1st event. So, I am going to have timestamps, so if you're not interested in the Floor 15 adventure, then feel free to jump straight to the April 1st event. Yeah, so Floor 15 50 Adversity is so much harder than I thought, and doing Floor 15 True Solo is also much harder than I thought. Who'd have guessed playing solo was going to be super difficult? But I did my best to record all of my attempts over the past couple weeks, and I'm just going to do a voiceover for you right now. So, let's begin with the miscellaneous adventures of Shadow. Welcome to Voiceover Shadow. So, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a weirder episode, but here's how we're going to begin. We're going to call this particular incident the Cheesed Incident, because I didn't roll him once, I didn't roll him twice, I didn't even roll him 3 times. I got cheesed during the Walpurgis event 4 times. Then, while trying to farm out some bits for the event, this happened. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 clashes before I ended up losing the clash. Unreal. I think that is the most I've been in a clash, only to lose. Then, I figured, you know what? Everyone says it's so easy to do a 50 Adversity Floor 15 run with Ring Song. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take myself a little chance with it. So I just jumped into it, no prior research. I figured, you know what? If it's that easy, I don't need to do any research. I can just jump into it. It was a bit of a mistake, because as I quickly learned, yeah, the early game, absolutely brutal. And your first 3 starting gifts that you can like pick yourself, who would have guessed? Very, very important, because quite simply, when you're solo, first of all, every single fight, the early rounds are just brutal, but if you don't have a good enough regen, you're kind of just screwed. So, I was figuring it out over time for the most part, and what I found out is that, for one, Evade Dice does not work exactly how you would think in a chain battle, because it almost always will go after enemies that are effectively last in the turn order, so you get like 1 good dodge and then that's it. And I also learned that the Index Beeper gift, especially when solo, man, it is terrible. It does so much damage to you. Like, yeah, it does give you some attack power up, which is really useful, but you take so much damage that I would debate that it's honestly not even worth it if you're solo. Now, if you're running all 3 of the index identities and maybe doing like a trio run, it might be a little bit more worth it, but solo, So I ended up restarting my second attempt, and I figured, you know what? We're not taking the beeper this time. This time, we're just going to take stuff that'll give me some attack power, some regen, and some SP regen. And that's kind of what I went for. Now, you can see here, honestly, these particular fights were so freaking brutal. Any G-Corp fights are just so dangerous, because if they use stab, you just take 1,000,000 damage, and there really isn't a whole lot you can do about it. Unless you get good RNG with the evasion, of course. Which, fun fact, for targeted battles, the evasion power, oh, busted. But, yeah, in chain battles, you're basically just better off going for damage and hoping that you get a stagger, because then, at the very least, if you do get a stagger, well, that's less hits that you're gonna take instead of just sitting there waiting to use your evasion dice. It's not perfect, but it does certainly help. There is also quite a few gifts that do help with regen, and I kind of picked up on that over time. There's the coat, I believe it is, which basically you heal for 20% of gloom damage that you deal. Yeah, Ringsong has a whole lot of gloom abilities. Should have been taken out from the start, but you know what? I figured the Investigator badge was far more worth it. Because anytime you die, it immediately bumps you straight back to 80% health. Very, very good. And this right here is a little bit of a showcase of how good evasion dice can be in a targeted battle. Like, you can see, literally not a single attack. Like, you cannot tell me that isn't good. And then once Ringsong actually gets going in a fight, if you survive like that first and second turn, he is ridiculously good. Like, his damage is out of this world. I don't know who thought letting him do this much damage was okay, but yeah, he can certainly handle fights all on his own. And then right here, another great example of just, yeah, simply dodge the fastest person, and then nobody else can hit you. Just, yeah, I simply dodge, no damage. Unless, of course, you get a bad roll, but that's gonna happen regardless. Another thing is Ringsong has a freaking stagger recovery by himself. So it's kind of the case of even if you do get staggered, he doesn't care. Though it does put you on a miniature timer, so there is that. Right here is also a good example of, in battles like this, you kind of just have to go for the leftmost coin, because if you go for the rightmost, it doesn't really work out in your favor. So this is really, considering this was my third run ever as true solo, I was still very much figuring stuff out. But like, look at this. Big damage immediately followed by taking actually nothing. And I will show you guys my final team once we get there, but for the moment, this was my initial attempt, so a lot of the passives and stuff that I chose were not perfect. Not that he freaking needs it, because he can blow through, like, most of the game just without a care in the world. He truly is really, really easy to solo with. However, there is a couple packs that do not go easy on him. And if you are not properly built, well, you're just gonna die. And there really isn't a whole lot to be done about it. This is a good example of it. I tried this particular stage, I think like 5 or 6 times before I was finally like, okay, yeah, I'm missing some things. I quite literally can't do this. I even tried to ego spam just to do enough damage to get through. Nope, it was not to be. So I ended up restarting, and this time I figured, you know what? We're just going to try again. We're going to try some better gifts. Hopefully this time it works out. And this particular boss was, of course, Dongbake, who for a long time was like one of the strongest bosses. But she really isn't that bad. Like, she doesn't do too much damage. And, oh yeah, by the way, if you're solo, she's just insta-kills you on turn 2. And yes, she does ignore all revive mechanics. So, yeah, Dongbake, if you're doing solo, literally a run ender, because you actually cannot do enough damage because she has health gating. And because some of her effects are on use, they apply seeds. You can see right there, even though I dodged everything, boop, instant death. So yeah, do not take on Dongbake. She is actually the end of a run. So, moving on to attempt numero 5. This is where I really started to catch my stride. I felt like the passives were good. I felt like the gifts were good. My pack choices, honestly, were working out pretty nice. I was effectively blowing through every single pack that I went through. And then even when things went, you know, pretty bad, for example, you know, a certain stealing of bones, it didn't matter, because I had a stagger recovery, I had plenty of ways to heal, and then I just completely blew through them. Like it was no problem at all. I also found out that the Sign of Roses, when you're solo, is such an easy boss. Like, it is just a free boss kill. Because it's only a single rose. And that's it. One rose, and then every single one of your attacks can just be redirected straight to the Sign of Roses itself. So even though it does have a lot of health, guess what? Doesn't matter, because you can just focus fire him down after spending like one turn killing the rose. Then, I was trying to get some good gifts from the Bong Bong Walpurgis event, but wasn't really getting anything too of use. Although, it was a pretty fun way to get the Voracious Hammer some good value, because you have to kill so many Bong Bongs. Each Bong Bong is worth 3 cost. Then, I had to go against debatably some of the strongest base game enemies, being the spear people. And then, following that, I was trying to get the Ego gift, where you gain extra clash power if you're faster. But to do that, you have to go to the Dongbake places, and I made sure that she was not one of the possible bosses, because, again, if she shows up, it is quite simply just over. Luckily for me, it was not, so I figured, you know what, this should be easy enough. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, he applies seeds too. Ah, so that's over. Now, the good thing about him is if you can play it correctly and you get him early enough, you can avoid the seeds mechanic, which, lucky for me, I managed. Now, this right here I thought was so fitting. I went down the route where you fight, can't remember her name fittingly enough, but it was both of the big unbreakable wrath dice, one after the other, and of course, mine was better. Also, you might be noticing that I'm taking a ton of damage at the end of the round. Yeah, I figured I would try out the Ego gift because we had so much regen. Although that damage, ooh, it is not very good. However, floor 11, yeah, you might have seen this one coming. Absolutely decimated it. And because we have so much regen now, I felt very comfortable doing so. And I'm not kidding when I say I blew through the first 2 fights in like 6 rounds, so it's like 3 each. Absolutely disgusting. Oh wait, no, actually no. From memory, Centipede I killed in 1 turn. And then because of the revive mechanic with the Robo dudes, I think that took me like 5 or something, because I just blew through them. Then, floor 12, I went up against all the Rupture dudes, and would you believe it, didn't matter, 6,000 damage in a single hit. Yeah, if you needed evidence that Ring Song is literally overpowered, this is it. If Shadow can solo all the way up to floor 13 with a single character, you know something is wrong. And then look at this. Boom. Just shy of 9,000 damage. And I didn't even have the gift that turns everything fatal. That was just pure damage. Now, unfortunately, some of my adversities were not very good at this point, and this is when it really started to get bad. Luckily, we were so powerful, we had so much regen, so much strength, so much power up, so much offense level, that I was able to get through Fairy relatively easily. But, ooh, you see that brutality buff? Yeah. That, combined with picking a really, really bad card pick, it, yeah, effectively signed my death warrant, because, quite literally, I could not survive long enough to actually take a turn. And with that index gift, I'm taking so much damage for free, and imposed weight is also dealing a tiny bit of damage to me, that even when I spend the first 2 turns just ego spamming, trying to nuke them down before they even have the chance, when I get into any sort of clash, I just take 1,000,000 damage, and even with all of my regen, all of my strength, all of my death resists, it quite simply isn't enough. This was debatably one of the worst packs to pick this deep in, and yeah, despite my best attempts, this is where it ended, at floor 14. And this is all the ego gifts I had. There was quite a few that I was missing that I think would have helped me quite a bit. But, you know, RNG giveth, RNG taketh away. But the fact that I got to floor 14 on attempt 5, completely solo, is just ridiculous, man. But it's also so much fun. It is so much fun trying to pull off a true solo. But, yeah, RNG was not particularly in my favor. But the wind wasn't out of my sails yet, so I figured, you know what? Let's run it back and do it one more time. So I believe this is floor 13 or 14, this particular attempt. And I figured, you know what? We're just going to go against some distortions. Why not? They're not too bad. And this time I have such a good build that, like... what are they gonna do? Stun lock me to death? Yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna do. So, even if you evade absolutely everything that Cromer does, guess what? She has a certain little mechanic known as gaze. You want to take a guess at what that does? That's right, it stun locks you. And if you're the only target on the field, guess what? You just don't get to do anything. Which means if you don't have a way to endure that entire turn, you just die. Because at this point, again, floor 13 or 14, I don't actually remember. She's just doing so much damage, it just doesn't matter. I am just dead. And you can see the fire gift that prevents you from going down past 1 HP once per encounter did actually save me. And because of the coat, I managed to heal straight back to full. Not to mention, this time, I also had the ego gift that changes all resistances to fatal, but yeah, she isn't just going to use the gaze a single time and move on. She's gonna use it multiple times. And if you can't get through that 30,000 health bar, you're just gonna get stun locked and killed. So here are my ego gifts once again, because you guessed it, this is where attempt number 6 came to an end. And at this point, I was like, alright, you know what? I've had my fun. I've tried the solo. I'm going to try it with a bit of an actual team this time, and hopefully this one should go significantly better. So, after just a brief showcase of how much damage I did, which, by the way, yeah, 57, like, bajillion damage. It's pretty good. But, now, we are going to try it with none other than a full bleed and rupture team, mixing Blood Fiends and the Lord of Dong Yuan. It is a little bit of a weirder team, though, because I'm using Blood Fiends, and I'm not using the Haishu pack. I'm using the Lord of Dong Yuan, Candidate Ishmael, and then Drifter Ryoshu. And honestly, it is a really, really good team, because effectively Ishmael is on the field for 3 turns, then you have her use her evade, she swaps out, gives everybody some offense level, and then immediately Drifter Ryoshu pops out, she deals huge damage, and then she gets a free attack if anybody takes any damage. And it's just so good. The amount of free attacks you get, and this is ignoring the fact that if you have the coin or not, right? If you have the coin, it's even more free. If you don't, well, you know, it's not as good, but it is still really, really good. Now you can see this particular turn. This is the turn we're looking for. We're going to be using the evasion coin this turn. So Ishmael is going to dip out and Ryoshu is going to take her place. Now I don't know if the gift works that gives her extra clash power, because she is number 7. So she's always the next one guaranteed to come out. But I don't know if she keeps the clash power from the gift. I don't actually know how that one in particular works. But either way, the combo is so simple, but so good. And you can see here, Blood Fiends, with the right setup, they just deal a million damage and just effectively stay at full health. And because they're all buffing each other, the clash power is just incredible. And now this is the big Ryoshu turn. Ishmael dips out, Ryoshu comes in, immediately free attack, big damage, 477 just for popping onto the field. That's not even one of her actual turns. I believe she uses... Yeah, you can see in the background, she uses Hey Back Off, coin procs, she uses Hey Back Off one more time. And then, because of Dong Yuan Lord Hong Lu, with the coin, guess what? You just get to do his boom, and then I shall deal with this myself. And that's, what, 2 attacks? It's like, legit like 8 attacks for free, or rather 8 coins worth. It is just a ridiculous setup. And because it works with both Bleed and Rupture, and Blood Fiends work with Bleed and Rupture as well, it is just so solid. Now, is it solid enough to take on some of the hidden bosses? Well, let's find out, because we're against Lei Hang. And, yeah, it turns out, even when you win clashes, he still does plenty of damage. Not to mention, this is at floor 12, I believe, so at this point, he is just buffed out of his freaking mind. But we are still strong enough that we are keeping up. Not to mention, we are getting a ton of value out of, like, the crit item that gives you 15 offense, the instant tremor burst that, when paired with the other tremor burst item that reduces their offense and defense level, it's really, really good. Like, the amount of potential we have here to both debuff him while buffing ourselves, it is beautiful. And then I believe he's going to go for it again. Coin value, bink. Like, look at that. Is that not some of the most broken potential in the game, other than Ring Song? I think it is. I think this team works so well. Would it work a little bit better if it was all Haishu and Blood Fiends? Yeah, debatably. But I didn't want to do that. You know, that's boring. Especially because my goal with this team was to primarily focus on the actual Blood Fiends. So I wanted to get some good bleed passives in the background. a nice 2,000 damage, followed by a 900 damage proc. But Mr. 5 Coins gets all of his attacks. And, yeah, even though we won every clash, that's an easy 329 damage, not including stagger damage that he dealt. But we get the evade this turn. Hey, back off, tries to go through. Lei Heng wins the clash, but we still get the aiding strike for free as well. Well, actually, this isn't the for free aiding strike. This is the secondary one that we used, but even still. Yeah, and then he does not care. Literally just kills her on the spot. Doesn't matter, she just did a ton of damage. He's like... dude, Lei Heng is so ridiculous. Like, even with what I would debate is a really, really good setup, yeah, he, still chews through most of our damage. Lucky for us, we just happen to have the right ego gift set up to deal 13,000 damage for free, just for staggering him. We also do get a meh ego gift. It would have been a lot better if we got the actual Don Quixote Blood Fiend item, but unfortunately, and I did this run multiple times, yeah, literally didn't get his fight a single time. Not once while running the Blood Fiend team. It was like the most disappointing thing ever. But you can see right here on screen, that right there is the ideal Ryoshu turn. She got 2 aiding strikes, 2 back-offs. Like, that's as good a value as you can get from a character. That is beautiful value. Now, unfortunately, crabs were a little bit more powerful than I thought they were gonna be, and I severely underestimated all of their clash power and stuff. By the way, look at this. Ooh, the world's worst solemn lament, followed by a literal train crashing into us. So, yeah, the crabs ended up being just a little bit too powerful, so unfortunately, this is where this particular run ended as well. Which, considering this was my first attempt with the Bleed/Rupture team, honestly, they didn't do that bad. Like, all things considered, it could have been way, way worse. I was really proud of this. And you can see right here all of the floors and whatnot that I picked. And we got up to 27 adversity as well, which I was so proud of. Now, I am momentarily going to hand you back to Past Shadow because a certain event happened in between my attempts, and I recorded all of it. Uh-oh. I must remain calm. Whatever happens, no matter what horror materializes before my eyes, I must hold steadfast. Because I am.
그러니까 저기 제가 쟤를 때렸다니까요. 네?
That sounds like the gnomes. At a place where events that defy human understanding occur like everyday accidents. Oh no! Oh, is that what this April Fool's is gonna be? Oh no. Are they all babies? Limbus kindergarten. They are all babies! Uh-huh. So, kids, why don't we try doing this one by one? Do you want to go first?
그거 말 안 하기로 쟤들이랑 약속했잖아. 너 일lumbo야? 일lumbo 아니거든.
I don't really remember how my life choices landed me this particular occupation, but...
개판. 원장님이 그런 나쁜 말 뜨지 말라고 했었는데.
Oh, good. Did I think making them babies? It's cinema.
맞네, 맞아. 원장님, 쟤도 혼내주세요.
Am I Big Teach? Right. I'm the principal of a kindergarten. That's certainly a sentence to be said. Regardless of everything that's happening and has happened, the only thing I know for real is that I'm in hell. Possibly. Probably. By all accounts, at least. After some time, according to the Sinnerlings recap, it seems that the gist of why they've been fighting is as follows. Sinnerlings? Is that even a real word? Well, anywho. When the teacher doubling as a kindergarten dietitian announced that she was going to hold a hands-on cooking class with the Sinnerlings, the 3 classrooms, cheery chickies, early elephants, and perky penguins, could not agree on the type of dish they wanted to cook, and started a war of sorts. While they managed to come to an agreement that recipes using bongi as the main ingredient made for the bestest and tastiest cuisine, the core of the conflict was that none of them could concur on just what kind of dish it was to be. One thing led to another, and it culminated in this ridiculous cooking contest between classrooms, with the kindergarten dietitian presiding as the ultimate judge of flavor. It had... Is it Virgilius? Is he the dietitian? Oh, you know what? It's gonna be Sharon Karen, right? That has to be who it is. Weird. This whole sequence of events feels oddly familiar.
원장님도 고생이세요.
I was wrong on who the dietitian was. Welcome back, Yuri. Unfortunately, we won't be having any apple pie today.
애들 엉망진창. 카로는 절레절레.
Ah, Miss Yuri. Miss... however you say her name.
12이나 되는 아이들이 전부 성향이 다르니까 혼자서 인솔하시기 힘드시겠네요.
Oh, I can't complain. It's not like I'm doing this all on my own, right? Especially with the 2 of you handling 2 classrooms each, too.
하나는 밖에 싸돌아다녀. 카로는 걱정 안 해. 카론 선생님은 좀 방임주의시긴 하죠. 그리고 코끼리는 항상 조용해. 정신 사나운 다른 애들 아니야. 아...
What is there to say about what's going on? It's oh my god. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I want to see all the sinners as babies. Which sounds really weird out of context, but I want to see them. I envision that they are going to be adorable. Do we get to fight with the baby sinners? I hope so. Well, wait! I need to talk to the 2 of you about something. Listen, the kids have stirred up some more trouble today.
말썽이라뇨. 물론 생각했던 건 모두 다 함께 같은 요리를 만드는 것이긴 했지만 여러 가지 요리를 해보는 것도 아이들에게 큰 공부가 될 테니까요.
Miss Yuri. She's a bit different from how I remember her from my admittedly hazy memories. Well, she owned an orchard, for one. Ah, or was she always this passionate?
이렇게 아이들이 경쟁하면서 투쟁심과 성취도 느끼고 웃기리만! 이번 승리를 통해 원장님의 애정은 우리 펭귄반이 독차지하겠다!
Executive teaches. Oh my god. Well, I was right. They are adorable. She even has a little toy gun. And I'm gonna pretend that this is a toy sword. Oh my goodness. Sinnerling! That's alright, that's just what we're calling them then.
헛수고.
서로 이기려고 머리를 맞대면서 협력심도 생기고.
있지. 오늘 체험 학습에 쓸 도구 좀 같이 옮겨줘.
Learning by doing? Is that a class?
나는 계획을 짜야 한다. 다른 수강생을 알아봐라.
Strategize. Strategize. This doesn't seem like a safe dosage of competitive spirit at all. And I'm not seeing even a speck of cooperation between them.
재료를 조달하면서 체력도 키울 수 있으니 일석삼조인 격이죠.
Eh? Procuring the what now? Are you saying that the kids will be out collecting their own ingredients?
네, 그럼요.
We do get to fight with the Sinnerlings.
저기 보세요. 벌써 펭귄반 아이들은 준비를 다 마친 것 같네요.
Ready, huh? What? My gaze followed Miss Yuri's and, naturally, caught a row of marching Sinnerlings, each with some kind of item in their tiny hands. Toys? Am I looking at a toy axe?
요즘엔 기술이 참 좋죠. 아이들이 다치지도 않고 체험학습을 할 수 있게 저렇게 나와주고.
Right, they have little balloon toys. Oh, I get it now. That's what they'll be using to hunt the ingredients, right? They're totally fake. Yeah, no, I don't see anything wrong with that. Right, as for those things approaching us from the distance, are they supposed to be the ingredients? They've got, bongy on their head.
아, 사고에서 서식하는 봉이벌레네요. 껍질이 바삭바삭한 특성이 있어서 구이와 튀김의 안성맞춤이죠.
Oh, good. So it's the chickens on the head, except they're the bongbongs. Great. That's. Oh, I'm sure the kids are gonna love that. Bongy bugs? I'm not sure if I like that specific juxtaposition of those two words. Wait, scratch that. Aren't bongy supposed to be
원장님, 보고 드립니다.
reporting? As I stood there searching through my hazy memories in a daze, one of the tiny Sinnerlings marched up to me and stirred me from my trance. Hello, Otis. Pat, pat. Otis! Hello? I don't know. Something about her feels like she's just an adult who's inexplicably assumed the speech patterns of a toddler. No, what would give you that idea? No. It's totally a natural kid voice in a kid body. It's definitely not a voice actor or something pretending to sound younger. That would be silly.
넵. 저희 펭귄반 종원 넷. 체험학습 준비 끝입니다.
Doubtful cadets. Dude, it's such a small thing, but I just love I love the mispronunciations. Otis looked up expectantly at me, in her hands a weapon, glowing in the full spectrum of the rainbow as it buzzed with all kinds of annoying noises. Oh, right. My job was to keep an eye on the Sinnerlings and ensure that today's hands-on class ends safely. Sounds good. Then, shall we?
넵. 지도를 부탁드립니다.
Oh! Oh! They're so cute!
우리 모두 싸울 수밖에.
Look at Gregor! Dude, he's so cute! Oh my goodness! I love them. Please! Okay, wait, hang it. Wait, hold the phone. First of all, he's level 4. I imagine that's how old he's supposed to be as well. But, tell me we can get this as a projection. Tell me we can use them as a projection, please! You... I need it as a projection, please! Okay, let's see what they got. Claw Grabber. Heads hit, inflict 4 rupture. Have to fight. On hit, inflict +1 rupture count. Heads hit, inflict 1 pierce fragility, and heads hit, inflict 2 rupture. Hiya! If target has rupture, deal 10% more damage. Then do it again, but on heads hit, heal equal to 30% of damage dealt. Am not buggy. Right. How about your passive? Faust Survival. Heal 5 HP at the start of the combat phase. Gene Cod Go. At the start of the combat phase, the ally with the least HP heals 5 HP. No different panic. Perky Penguins, Limbus Kindergarten.
부르셨나요?
Oh, she's level 8. Oh. Procure ingredient. On hit, inflict 2 rupture. Heads hit, inflict 1 rupture. Come whence operation. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, still 20% more damage, and then do it again. Gastronomical experience. If target is at 50% or above health, deal 20% more damage. On hit, inflict +1 rupture count. Teach them a lesson, executive teach. Pretty good dodge. How about passives? Execute. If target is below, if target SP is below 0, deal 10% more damage. Milwibtawi Minset. One ally with the most HP deals 30% more damage to enemies below 0 SP.
예, 원장님.
Oh, you're barely trying. What is that?
예, 원장님.
You're not putting on a baby voice.
Give it to me.
Inflict 1 tremor up to twice. Prepare le plat du jour. On use, gain 3 defense power up next turn. On hit, trigger tremor burst. And mise en place. Gain 3 protection. Heads hit, inflict 1 tremor up to 3 times. And on hit, inflict 2 tremor. Count. It's just block. Stawanchness. At less than 50% HP, gain 1 protection at the start of the combat phase. Back app. One ally with the highest max HP takes 10% less damage from attacks.
맛있겠다.
Inflict 2 bleed. So tasty. Inflict 2 bleed. Do it again. And on heads, inflict +1 bleed count. Something to eat. At 0 or less SP, skill power +1. Inflict 1 bleed on heads hit up to 3 times. If target has 6+ bleed, deal 20% more damage. One tasty food? It's a counter. Spwit Evil. On hit, inflict 1 bleed at a 50% chance. And Gambler. Brr. One ally with the most HP deals 20% more damage with heads coins. How about our Bongi Bug? Quah. Quah. Bulging Chicken. Ugh. When hit, gain 1 Leaking Marinade 6 times per encounter. Leaking Marinade. Gain 1 haste next turn for every 2 stacks up to 10. Tango Marinade. If this unit's speed is faster than the target's, clash power plus speed by 3. Hollow Chicken. Right. Turn start. Gain 2 fragile if this unit has no Marinade. Insanity Yummers. Gain fragile. Gain 2 fragile. Right. Well, may as well get a little bit of resonance.
원래 아니야.
Great. Fantastic. You'll love to see it. Okay, let's go for Claw Grabber. And then Gashwaminimal Experience. Then we'll go Hum Hum Hum. And then, let's go for Leave This to Me. Such dangerous weapons these children have. Including the Hulk hands on freaking Mersault. Okay, let's see. Let's go. I want to see his defense. I don't want them to take too much damage, though. You know what? Let's see their blocks. And then we'll go for Show Tasty. Great. Okay, well, let's go for the kill now.
맡겨주십시오.
Oh my goodness. Well, he knows to go for the ankles. Let's see. Dominating, and then big damage with something to eat. Sliding behind him, she tripped. Huh. We can get stuff other than meat from them?
그럼요. 봉이는 서식지 근처에 있는 다른 재료들을 저 아랫몸에 저장하는 습성이 있거든요.
Huh? What lower body? The limbs? I looked up toward the perky penguins, once again diving deep into my well of memories to see if these bongy things even had a lower body.
너희들
He's just holding his roach. And saw Gregor poking at a bongy's carcass, stripped of flesh. At a glance, it may have appeared as nothing more than an everyday childish curiosity, but there was a solemn look on the kid's face that gave me pause.
야, 그래. 그거 만지지 마. 지지야, 지지.
Yucky. You're about to make food from that, you know.
그야. 봉이는 포동포동 맛있어 보이는데요. 남은 쭉쭉이는 너무 벌레 같아요. 왜?
Great. How many takes do you think that took the voice actor? He put his heart and soul into that one. And so, Gregor began bawling. Radya, you're being mean. You apologize to Gregor now. Oh my goodness. You know, you gotta give it to them. They always deliver on April 1st. Bugs and Gregor crying. I wasn't sure how these two things were related, but a voice in me urged me to demand that Radya apologize to Gregor.
에? 너 잘못 안 했는데? 알았어. 미안. 예전에 너 집게팔 보고 벌레 같다고 한 것도 미안해. 그러니까 뚝.
아니야.
Dude, you can practically hear the voice actor like bouncing in his seat as he does it. You can literally hear him like bouncing as he's doing it.
아이씨, 왜 자꾸 울지? 배고픈가? 내가 먹을 거 줄까?
Do you really not understand why? As Radya was struggling to calm Gregor down, light, even footsteps approached me from behind.
원장님.
Oh my god. Yes, sir? Something about the way the low-level voice spoke struck me as oddly familiar, so I whipped around to see who it came from. Yeah, there's no way we're running this place with 2 teachers. This has to be the 3rd teacher who's managing the other classes. But I didn't see anyone.
이쪽입니다.
Oh my god. He has his big old his big old Hulk hands up. The voice was low. In terms of height, that is. Oh, hammer salt.
네. 요리의 준비가 다 되어 원장님을 부르러 왔습니다.
He ain't even trying. You're not even trying to put on a baby voice. That's, you've got a pretty baritone voice for a kid. This kid doesn't even talk like a toddler. Okay, yeah, they're acknowledging it too.
칭찬 감사합니다. 펭귄반 친구들은 제가 데리고 갈 테니 조리실의 보호자석에 착석하시어 저희를 감독해 주시길 부탁드립니다. 반장 오티스 수감생은 이미 자리에 있습니다.
Okay. Thanks. Flabbergasted, I stared at Mersault walking towards Roddy and Gregor in that steady, even pace, then made my way into the kitchen. Ugh, kitchen's a real mess, huh?
지저분하다뇨. 모두 있어야 할 자리에 있습니다, 원장님.
Oh, wait a minute, I just now noticed. A bit late to be noticing. She's wearing a skirt! Oh my goodness. I would have expected her to be wearing pants still, honestly. The skirt's cute though. I don't know. I think I see Otis wearing pants more than a skirt personally, but hey, that's just me. Is it? Something about this place feels oddly familiar too. I guess this is how this place has always looked. So, what kind of dish are you preparing, class?
예, 저희는 프라이드 봉이를 준비했습니다.
It's freaking Hulk hands, dude. I cannot get over his little Hulk hands. Oh, so he's still getting used to words that are hard to pronounce. Hang on, why do you say that in past tense? Wait, but Rodney and Gregor just got here, didn't they? Weren't they a part of your team too? I guess Gregor might be a bit too young to start cooking, but...
네, 원장님. 로자 수감생의 경우 요리 중 지속적으로 원재료의 손실을 일으키는 정황이 있어 의도적으로 배제했습니다.
And by that you mean she was eating it all?
뭐? 나를 뭘로 보고... 원장님, 매로 혼내줘요!
지금도 봉이 뒷다리 한 개가 손실되었습니다.
원장님, 혼내주십시오!
That's it. Radia, go sit in the corner there. It's the timeout chair for you.
네? 왜요? 그렇지만 먹을 거가 생기면 빨리 집어와야 부모님도 않잖아요.
That is a very realistic child thing to say. I'm gonna starve and die! Is that really something a child of her age should be saying? Just what kind of awful condition has she been living in? Hey, I'm just gonna say it. Kids say the most out-of-pocket thing in general. Like, they just say things, whether it makes sense or not. They just say things like freaking. So I work in retail, right? There's a lot of kids that come through, much to my dismay. But usually, when the kids are talking to each other, it is not uncommon to hear them talk about, like, you know, certain meals are gonna kill them, or like, oh man, I'm literally gonna die for this, you know, it's like, and it's not uncommon to be heard, at least not where I live. Too bad. but I can't let it slide when I just saw you sneaking away with a drumstick. Off to the corner, now.
아까 과자도 나눠줬는데 착한 어린이 했는데. 원장님의 명령이다. 어서 가라. 이 펭귄만의 습지.
Otis might be going a bit overboard.
이렇게 싸우면서 성장하는 거겠죠?
I looked at Miss Yuri, but she only wore an innocent, kindly smile one might have when watching children play their silly games.
자, 그럼 메르스 어린이? 이번 요리를 설명해 주겠어요?
네, 이번 오르 때 부르는
Great. The explanation continued for a while with a similar level of incomprehensibility. Does he mean whores? Doivers? I don't know how to say that. As I listened, I became increasingly suspicious whether these were the vocabulary and loquaciousness of a toddler, but once I saw smugly satisfied Otis return from her arrest, after having properly restrained the perpetrator, Radya, only to produce a crayon and a massive sketch pad from who knows where, and begin a whole lecture on how this dish came to be, well, eventually I stopped thinking. This is just the kind of world I live in, I guess.
네, 잘 들었어요, 친구들. 아, 그러면 맛을... 그런데 설명을 안 한 부분이 있네요, 메르스 어린이. 음식 꼭대기에 이건 뭔가요?
Garnish? Miss Yuri pointed at an unfamiliar object standing upright atop the dish, almost like a birthday candle. Wait, isn't that what Gregor's been picking up earlier?
이렇게 하면 기억될 거야.
Oh no, what did you put on there? It's not a roach, is it? Wait. You can't see it. I'm real scrunched faced right now. Is it a chicken wing? Maybe? It's a lower limb of a bongy bug. Bam! In the blink of an eye, Mersault's fist slammed down upon the delectable fried bongy and turned it into shapeless mush alongside the unfamiliar object. Mersault?
원장님, 이건 전부 설명드릴 수 있습니다. 그게 메르소스 감생. 이 파괴적인 연출까지가 이번 코스 요리의 연출이겠지?
Dessucative.
자, 말해봐라. 이 음식의 이름은?
오늘의 메인 메시드 프라이드 봉이입니다.
Mashy fried. It's supposed to be mashed potatoes and chicken. It's a timeout chair for all of you too. Go sit. The first contestant's food was completely wasted. Woo-wee! Oh no, we're gonna see all 12 of them. Wow, they really went all out with this, huh? Are we gonna do fights with the other baby sinners too? I had walked out of the kitchen to get some fresh air, not that I could, and cool my head when someone tugged at my pants. I looked down to find... Is he wearing a skirt too? Wait a minute. No, he has on little shorts. Okay. I was gonna say, I can almost see Yisong wearing a little skirt. Maybe that's just me, but I can actually see that. Then it actually, hey, there's still Sinclair. Sinclair might. And it's not weird. It's an Irish thing, I think. I don't know. Look, I'm just gonna dig myself into a hole if I keep... Oh, hi, Yisong.
네, 이상이요. 단테 원장님,
Oh my, Yisong. Oh no. Yisong, you appear to have a lot nerdier of a voice. Right. Still getting used to calling me by my title, huh?
이상하오?
Nah, it's okay. What's up?
병아리 반도 떼어막습 준비를 마쳤소. 도와주시겠어요? 단테 원장님?
Oh, I see. Okay, so all the girls have skirts, all the boys have shorts. Okay. Okay, I see. She has a little magical girl stick! I'm so happy. I'm so happy. One of them has a magical girl stick. Yay! I could see the other Sinnerlings in the distance, all wearing yellow cheery chickies backpacks. Oh my god. Oh my god.
원장님, 원장님, 히스클리프 가요, 히스클리프 가요. 야, 휘두르지 마, 육즙 튀어.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
엉님, 반장엉님, 이스마일이랑 히스클리프랑 또 싸워.
Oh my god. I think I like Sinclair's voice the most out of these three. They are ready, right?
이상은 없소. 단테 원장님.
He said the thing. This is ideal. Yay. This is where we all, you know, clap and point and whatever else. I feel like my head's about to burst into flames. I mean, well, more so than usual, I guess. Oh my goodness.
불렀어. 요?
I shall trim. On hit, inflict 2 sinking. I shall do it. On hit, inflict 2 sinking and 1 sinking count. It is ideal! Oh, he said the thing again! On hit, inflict 2 sinking, then 1 sinking, and if target's SP is below 0, inflict 1 fragile next turn. Is nothing unideal. Oh, they leaned into that hard. Information way. Apply 1 damage up to 2 allies placed after this unit on the dashboard. Oh my god. Information Nutwawewashin. I don't know what I don't know what that is supposed to say. At the end of the turn, heal 10 SP for 1 ally with the least SP if they lost SP. No different panic type.
저 부반장 시켜주나요?
Come here! On it, inflict 2 rupture. I'm gonna be brave too! Clash wind, deal 30% more damage. Your marinade, I'll purge. Okay. Clash wind, gain 1 attack power up. Heads hit, inflict 1 rupture up to 3 times. Blah blah. As a counter. Pwakinish. When an ally is defeated, gain 1 attack power up next turn. Gwudge. 1 ally with the least SP gains 1 attack power up the turn after an ally is defeated. Great. Fantastic. Inflict 3 rupture. Break your leg, whip leg. Gain attack power up and damage power up next turn. Oh yeah, they forgot the 1. Heads hit, inflict 2 tremor. Die! Heads hit. Next coin has +2 power. On hit, trigger tremor burst. What you looking at? Reshenshimin. Reshishinimin. Deal 10% more damage to targets with higher max HP, and Spite Dwibin. One ally with the lowest max HP deals 10% more blunt damage.
제가 반장이면 더 잘할 수 있어요.
Ishmael probably sounds the most like a baby, though. Hey! On hit, inflict 1 tremor. Count. Did I do good? Clash win, inflict 3 defense power down, and 3 tremor. And give me your meats! Trigger tremor burst, then inflict 1 blunt fragility. And kick its butt, please. That might sound bad. Last ditch struggle. At less than 25% HP, gain +1 clash power in a clash. Determination to survive. One ally with the least HP and less than 50% of max HP gains +1 clash power in a clash. Bongi Guard for sweet stewing. Heads hit, inflict 1 bind next turn. Inflict 4 plus coin drop next turn. Ouch. And clash win, skill power +1. Bulging chicken, Tango marinade, hollowed chicken, and yummers. Right. Okay. Well, we'll go we'll go for did I do good? And then I shall do it. Come here. And die. So stupid. Dude, I cannot take this seriously remotely. Freaking you know, like oh my god, dude. Okay, let's go for some gloom and wrath resonance, shall we?
내가 하겠소.
Bang. Nice, we're winning clashes. Yisong got bopped. Okay, a little bit of damage from Sinnerling Claire. Okay, it's just a regular defense. Well, we're not doing too good with that, so let's just gain a little shield. I'm gonna be brave too. We'll hope for the best, and then we go for one-sided. Ow. Oh, Sinclair, no! No, when Sinclair loses a clash, he he gets into the panic pose. No! Poor baby. Let's gain some attack power up next turn, shall we? Man, that 4 coin power drop is nasty. Well, Absolute's Resonance, why not? Bink. Great job. Great job, Sinclair. You showed him what for. Alright, get him. Bink.
아, 19회 봉이 경호단이군요.
Oh my goodness, we have 2 more fights. Just what the heck are these things? Why do they explode into a bunch of what looks like casino chips?
오, 혹시 주워왔을까요?
Yuri, completely clueless about what's happening. Am I in a Phineas and Ferb episode right now?
네, 이만큼 주워왔어요.
Ishmael confidently unloaded a whole bag of casino chips on the table.
반짝반짝.
선생님, 저 잘했죠? 반장은 제 반의 반도 병아리도 못 주었대요.
면목 없어요, 선생님.
아무래도 제가 병아리 반 반장에 훨씬 잘 어울리는 것 같은데. 맞자. 싱클레야, 빨리 맞다고 해.
Agree with me.
그게...
Out of nowhere, Heathcliff appeared and, after shoving the chips on the table into his own bag, ran away.
야, 거기 안 사!
And before I could even make an attempt to reconcile them, Ishmael leaped up and chased after Heathcliff, knocking over various knickknacks in the chaos.
여전히 면목이 없어.
I can't get over how he looks. He's so weird looking. Not in a bad way, but just Yusung as a kid is just like such an out-of-body experience. Don't be. You're doing your best. Speaking of which, what's the point of collecting all these chips? They're not ingredients, are they?
모르셨군요. 이건 포장을 뜯으면
Oh, are they chocolate? Miss Yuri flipped the chip one way and the other, and upon finding purchase, pulled the wrapping apart, revealing a small, thin coin of chocolate within. Okay, that's cute. It's like those old gold chocolate coins. I used to have some of those when I was a kid.
우와, 대박!
Honestly, I haven't even seen them in rotation for a long time. I don't even know if they're still sold anywhere around where I live.
엉님, 이거 알았다? 물론이요. 아니, 물론이야.
잘했어요, 병아리 반. 식구 봉이들의 식성을 잘 파악하고 있었네요. 그런데 요리할 사람이 둘밖에 남지 않았는데 우리 어린이들 괜찮아요?
No?
여부가 있겠소,
Yusung trying not to sound like an adult like Mersault.
제게는 비장의 레시피가 있으니.
Recipe. Super top secret recipe.
아우야, 우선 봉이를.
Then,
자, 되었소,
done. So. This is...
봉이를 잘 나누어 물속에 넣고 당근과 감자, 대파와 마늘을 함께 넣고
Grunions?
마무리로 카지노 칩을 쌓아 올려 만든
Okay. Chicken with chocolate?
봉이 한 마리예요.
Chicken chocolate stew. I thought I glimpsed the sorrowful indignation of a bongi underneath the viscously boiling, bubbling surface of melted chocolate. Are you sure this is edible? They're kids! Of course they don't know it's edible, Dante! But it's your job to eat it and pretend it's delicious.
이상해요?
See, now he thinks it's unideal. Now you've done it. At my blunt assessment, Isung's eyes began to tremble as though he was about to start tearing up. No, it's... I mean...
너무 잘 만들었어요, 이상 어린이.
정말이요?
그럼요. 끈덕지고 농후한 이 국물. 그리고 완벽하게 익은 이 재료들을 보세요.
I mean, Yuri's doing it correctly. You're supposed to make them feel special. And like they did a good job, even if they didn't.
어린이 친구 둘이서 만들기에는 쉽지 않았을 텐데 참 잘했어요.
See, that's what it's all about.
이상 이상적이구려.
They're leaning into the ideal joke so hard, bro. Miss Yuri quietly walked up next to me as I watched the two children cheerfully celebrate their culinary success.
선생님, 아이들이 협력해서 성공했는데 맛이 그렇게 중요하진 않을 거예요.
Wait a minute, you understand me?
저는 그저 아이들이 다치지 않고 잘 해냈다는데 기쁠 뿐이랍니다.
Wow, I hadn't thought about it like that. I've still got a lot to learn. Yes, you do.
물론 초콜릿이 잔뜩 스며든 봉이는 당연히 맛있겠지만요.
I don't know. Chocolate and chicken does not sound very good. Oh, okay.
그런 말도 있죠. 초콜릿만 있다면 신발도 맛있게 먹을 수 있다.
Huh? I've heard that one, but pretty sure it was something about deep frying? Well, no point in arguing about quotes and attributions. I only remember vaguely. It's a bit too late to question the way things are in this institution. Yeah, you are in an institution. In any case, Miss Yuri will finally get the chance to Hey, you two stop running around. One of you's gonna trip and fall. Just then, the sound of hurried footsteps came rushing in from the distance, with Heathcliff bursting into the cafeteria from the opposite hallway. Trailing behind him was a seething Ishmael, her yells ringing out in anger. Without warning, a slipper shot out of the darkness aimed at Heathcliff, who was still on the run. And the said slipper happened to land right on the Cheery Chickie's whole bongy stew.
단테 원장님.
Yes, Heesong, what do you need? Tears welled up in Heesong's eyes, threatening to spill over.
이건 이상하단소.
Oh my god, they're leaning into it so hard.
이뚜마해. 하엉님이랑 내가 얼마나 열심히 혼내 주시오.
Please. I let my gaze wander from one mess to the next. Bits of food were strewn all over the place, with Yisong on the verge of bursting into tears. Stomping his feet, Sinclair advanced toward an extremely flustered Ishmael, while Heathcliff, smirking and giggling, was peeking in from behind the door. And there, at the end of my line of sight, stood Miss Yuri, who somehow still managed to keep a sweet and pleasant smile, though the ominous vein twitching on her forehead was somewhat worrying. There was only one thing left to be said. Timeout chair! After some time... Well, here we go. Final group, I think. Is she? She approaches. Oh, wait. I was supposed to say that. Do you still want to continue this cooking contest? Sorry, I was so focused on Baby Faust that I didn't even realize I was supposed to be talking. Yeah, the classes are practically finished, and I don't mean that in a good way. At this point, honestly, you'd win even if you served raw, unseasoned chicken, just like that.
그런 말씀을 원장님이 하시는 건 부적절하다고 파우스트는 생각해요.
Pause?
이런 경우에는 아동들의 핵심 역량 한 명, 아이들이 무럭 클 수 있게
See, multiple of you are struggling not to sound super deep, huh? Sorry, but why are you suddenly changing the way you talk?
파우스트가 생각하는 단어가 너무 고차원적이라 다른 사람이랑 대화가 어려워진다는 걸 깨달았거든요.
Other people. Well, I like to think I can still get what you're saying. So, just be your usual self.
안 돼요. 파우스트는 코끼리 반 반장인걸요. 반장은 반의 모든 구성원, 애들이 정보의 습득에 방해 요소 없이 경험학습에 기반한 교육을 문제없이
You mean you want to use simpler words so other kids can have an easier time understanding you?
요약하면 맞아요.
Correct. Right. Glad to know the early Elephants class captain is so mature and dependable. Faust wasn't one to show her feelings openly, but I could sense a subtle hint of satisfaction on her face. And that was good enough for me.
미안해. 카론, 늦었지.
I forgot you were wearing that. Hello, Miss Charon. Miss Charon is in charge of 2 classes on top of the children's pickups and drop-offs, so I don't get to see her most days. Are the Terror T-Rexes not joining today's class? I'm just gonna say it. That's gotta be the coolest class ever.
피라노 반, 원의 위탁 수업.
External learning?
지금도 데려다주고 오는 길.
What, do they go to another school? Always got a lot on your plate, I see. Which Sinnerlings were in Terror T-Rexes again? Oh, I sure hope they don't trip and hurt themselves out there.
걱정 필요 없어, 원장님.
How are you reading my thoughts?
공룡, 짱짱새.
That's true. You know, she's got a point, you know. Oh, you're right. Dinosaurs are really strong. I was still in the middle of a conversation with Miss Charon when I saw a Sinnerling slowly making her way back, lazily swinging her elephant-shaped bag.
어이, 반장.
Oh.
말, 대, 해. 11구 것들이 정신 놓고 몰려온다. 좋아요.
우와, 진짜 신기하다. 반장, 할머니께서 말씀하신 대로면 뽕이 요원들은 자기들이 지키는 곳에서 한 발자국도 안 움직인댔는데.
Right. Okay. Wait a minute! Wait! I'm dying. What is their weapons? So she has... What the heck is this? Okay, so Honglu literally just has a stick. And I don't know what the heck Faust has. Speaking of, this is our chance. Honglu! We need to get you into adoptive care! Like, immediately!
원래대로라면 그렇죠. 하지만 파우스트는 전부 알고 있어요.
You are a know-it-all.
봉이 요원들이 움직일 유일한 기전을. 기전이 뭐냐, 반장?
줄임말은 아닌 것 같아, 류슈.
유일한 방법을. 처음부터 알 듯하게 말해, 반장.
They're so cute. Oh, I think Honglu is the cutest out of this group. And what's that?
그건 금기 아니 나쁜 짓을 해서 약속을 어기면 돼요.
Ah, you mean break a taboo. But are taboos even meant to be broken in the first place?
다 멍이 아니라면. 유슈, 원장님께 반말은 나빠요. 그렇겠죠?
SI, I'm trying to think of what that even means. Don't mind me! I'm fine! Pretty sure this is the first time she's referred to me by my actual title. Anyway, so how do you think we should break a taboo?
와요, 원장님.
Faust clenched her sponge sword a little tighter, her gaze pinned to a spot. Naturally, my eyes followed hers. Huh? And through the billowing haze of dust rising into the air. Oh, I think I get it now. Well, I think I found who everyone's favorite Sinnerling is. I saw Don Quixote sprinting towards us with her balloon lance held up high, with something that looked like a tattered rag flapping from the tip of her spear.
공이들의 서식, 아니, 사는 곳에 천막을 찢는 나쁜 일.
You know, she is so short! What the... Holy! Dude, Dawn is the shortest one of the class!
돈키호테라면 할 줄 알았어요.
You're straight up like a... She's not even a foot tall! Oh no, that's all she knows. Good grief. I pressed a hand to my forehead as I felt all sense of reason leaving me. But it did nothing to keep the coming chaos from crashing in. Oh boy.
듣고 있어요.
Hello, Honglu. Let's get this. On hit inflict, 2 sinking. That's really cool. If this unit did not take damage in the previous turn, coin power +1. On hit inflict, 2 sinking, and then 2 rupture. Not my taste. If this unit did not take any damage in the previous turn, coin power +2. Heads hit, inflict 2 attack power down, and then inflict 2 sinking and 2 rupture. Is yummy? Entwainment. Heal 6 SP next turn. Frivolous jokes. At the start of the combat phase, the ally with the least SP heals 6. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say she's only saying justice. Oh my god. Justice! Clash Wind, gain 2 haste next scene. Justice! Clash Wind, gain 2 attack power up next turn. Heads hit, inflict 2 bleed. Justice! At 10 plus speed, coin power +2. Heads hit, inflict 1 bleed up to twice. On hit, inflict +2 bleed. Count Justice. Righteous Retribution. On Clash Wind, deal 10% more damage with the skill and support. Wow, she could say that pretty straight out. One ally with the most SP deals 10% pierce damage.
듣고 있어요.
On inflict 1 paralyze. Pause will do this. Inflict 3 offense level down next turn. And I must improve my balance. Oh, it's so cute. Heads hit, inflict 1 attack power down next turn. On hit, inflict 1 attack power down next turn anyway. Bigger and bigger. Analytic Ew. Deal 10% more damage to units with negative status effects. Keen Observation. One ally with the highest max HP inflicts 2 offense level down with attacks at a 25% chance.
뭐, 에요.
I thought she was sucking her thumb. From that spray, I genuinely thought she was like sucking her thumb. I was like, wait, you're not that young. Heh. On hit, gain 2 poise next turn. Shottening. If target took damage this turn, deal 30% more damage, and then do it again. SCNC. Combat start, gain 2/damage up. On hit, gain 2 poise next turn. FU as a dodge. Indiscriminate art. Deal and take 25% more damage. Hustle. Ally with the lowest max HP deals and takes 20% damage. Bongy Security. Coup. Inflict 1 tremor up to 3 times. On hit, inflict +1 tremor count next turn. On hit, inflict 3 tremor next turn, and on hit, inflict tremor burst. On use, heal 10 SP. Passives, bulging, tango, hollow, yummers. Okay. They all appear to be the same. Well, shall we do our best? We didn't take any damage, so yeah, +1 coin. Then we go for justice, and then we try and get some paralyze.
몸이 가벼워지는 느낌으로.
I think literally only Faust won her clash. No! Our little baby Dawn is almost dying. Well, may as well just try and go for it again. We're dominating here, so that's good. And then we get sinking and offense level down. Justice! Well, no clash, so we just gain haste. This inflicts paralyze for free. Poise. And I don't think we took any damage, so more coin power. Okay. We do not have 10 speed, but you know what? We're gonna use it just to see it. Then we go boom, boom, boom. No, Faust!
제 취향은
Oh my god. There really isn't much to be said about what's happening here. Like, it's just babies attacking chicken head dudes. Like, this is as fever dream as it possibly gets. Also, we're at turn 16. Get him, baby chew. Wait, he exploded? What? Since when can we explode them into, like, magic? What? Let's go ahead and go for resonance, and then, yeah, gain some poise. Justice! Bink!
제 취향은
Oh my god. Well, there's only one way to finish this. Jesus!
가벼워지는 느낌으로.
파우스트의 생각대로 봉이 요원들은 전부 해치웠어요.
Right. Even as a baby, Faust is, she still got that personality. So I see. What?
아, 원장님. 저건 반장이 잘했다고 칭찬해달라는 눈빛 같네요.
Well, I'll give all of you a little pat on the head. How's that? Right! Excellent job, Faust. You did good!
네, 파우스트는 항상 우수해요.
And the rest of you, too.
감사합니다, 원장님. 오늘 체험학습에서 배운 건 집에 돌아가서 동생한테도 알려줘야겠어요.
Oh.
유슈, 합. 줄이지 말고요. 합니다.
At least she listens to the class captain. And you too, Don Quixote. Wait a minute, where is she? Still unable to keep her excitement in check, Don Quixote was sprinting in circles around the field. Yeah, that checks.
아, 돈키호테. 흙바닥에 바로 앉으면 더러워. 자, 여기 내가 비단 보자기를 펼쳐줄 테니까. 이런, 피도 입가에 이렇게 묻히고.
Don Quixote landed a sudden slap on Honglu's arm.
어라?
Baby Sancho?
앱은 건드리지 말도록.
Wow, that turned.
오래간만에 만찬이니.
What the heck was that? Could it be that Don Quixote's just pretending to be a child?
저리 두세요, 원장님. 아이들은 원래 뛰놀면서 크는 거니까요.
You know, that is an interesting theory considering, you know, the whole vampire blood fiend thing, the technic. Oh, God! Guys, she's actually 3,000 years old! Please don't take it that direction, though.
밥 먹을 땐 걔도
That's
안
funny.
건드린다. 라고 라디오에서 그랬어.
There you are, Miss Yuri, Miss Charon. Shouldn't you be at the cafeteria?
여러분들이 너무 늦게 오셔서 제가 직접 나와보았어요.
Taking too long. Right.
앞선 두 반은 아쉽게도 음식을 맛보지 못했지만 여러분들의 음식이라도 맛볼 수 있다면 저는 기쁠 거예요.
We haven't made anything yet.
자, 파워스터리니? 오늘 준비한 요리는 뭘까요? 파우스트?
없어요.
Nothing.
네?
파우스트는 봉의원들이 갖고 다니는 방출식 3형 모델 진압봉이 갖고 싶었어요. 전부 분해해서 모으면 새로운 장난감을 만들 수 있거든요.
Oh no.
많이 모았으니 성공이에요.
그게 무슨...
Oh no, now they have actual dangerous weapons.
파우스트는 궁금해요. 인간은 피루치의 영향만 제공되면 생명 유지에 문제가 없어요. 유리와 같은 행동을 생산자가 아닌 소비자가 굳이 수행하는 것은 비효율이라고 생각하는데 왜 이런 체험학습을 해야 하나요?
Why must we do this? Hmm?
선생님이 말이 빨라서 잘 이해가 되지 않는데 쉽게 말해볼까?
아, 네. 요리에 관심이 없어요. 기어코 그 말을 했어.
Why is this a huge problem? Miss Sharon?
카론 선생님, 저런 말 안 가르쳐. 책임 아니야. 도망.
Huh?
파우스트는 에너지 젤리가 더 효율적이라고 생각해요.
Oh no, is Yuri gonna... Oh my god, is Yuri gonna do what I think she's about to do? Oh no. The look on Miss Yuri's face. It's getting darker! Almost like there's vines behind her or something. What about the other sinners? Ryoshu? Honglu?
밥 먹는 시간도 단축하는 게 낫지. 해요.
집에서 해준 음식이 더 좋아요.
Well, she's back to herself. Drop it, Don. You've already exposed yourself.
그래요.
아,  。 All right, I like the Don. Like, all right, drop it, Don. Yes, as you command.
저는 아이들이 식사를 통해 즐겁고 건강하게 자라나길 바랐어요. 눈뼘이 나서 컨디션도 몹시 안 좋은데 두 반의 담임을 하면서 틈틈이 야근으로 짠 이 체험학습을 그저 아이들만을 위해서. 하지만 결국
Oh boy.
이런 취급이군요.
Miss Yuri.
야근하고 싶지 않았어요.
Dude, I called that so good. Miss Yuri's body is turning.
그 누구도 야근을 하고 싶어 하진 않았어요.
Come now, Miss Yuri. Let's not make it sound as if something's terrible is gonna happen.
그러면 전 도대체 어쩌라는 거예요? 영양사가 된 게 죄예요?
Mm-hmm.
아니, 됐어요.
Let me distort because kids don't want to cook.
아무도 음식을 소중히 하지 않는다면
That's what? Huh? That's what it's about? Don. Justice? I said drop the act. Go get the kids sitting in the timeout chairs.
알았다.
Oh, dude. Okay. All right. I like the Sancho just pretending to be straight up dumb.
너희들 전부 입에 직접 쑤셔 넣어주겠어!
Hurry up! Purky Penguins, ready attack now! Okay, well, I can say I was not expecting her to turn into that. I thought she was going to become an apple. False Bongi. On use, target heals 5 SP. On hit, target heals 5 SP? Oh, because she's force feeding us, right. Unfocused volley. On hit, inflict 2 tremor up to 3 times. Attack weight 3. Skriko! On inflict +1 tremor count up to twice. Attack weight, everybody. On 8, inflict tremor burst. Poultry apocalypse. Unclashable. Trigger tremor burst 3 times. And Clash win, target heals 5 SP. Bulging chicken, tango marinade. I'll just have to force feed you. Inflict 1 golden recipe sauce on all enemies next turn. Clash power +2. Let's all cook together! Turn and heal 10 SP for all allies and enemies participating in this battle, except for this unit. It was all for the kids. On attack hit, deal 1% less damage for every 1% missing HP on target. Oh, I see. So hey, at least you're holding back. I see some nice absolute resonance going on. And then I see some good bleed. Get him, Gregor! Go, class captain! Go, definitely not an adult! Hey, we got more people. Clash power +2. Well, alright. Gloom res, extra clash power, more resonance, defense level, defense power, yeah, defense power up, why not? Let's do it!
용기 냈어?
Get him, baby magical girl! Ideal. Not even a gunshot or anything, just whoa. Hit the chicken with the chicken! Oh! That's good damage. Something to eat! Eat her, Rodion.
아랫몸은 징그러.
Oh, unbreakable coin. Okay, a little bit of rupture from our buggy boy. Excellent pause. And early elephants will also aid you. It's time to unleash justice. Let's see, how is our resonance looking? So we can go bop, bop, bop. Speed is faster than targets. Well, that's definitely not the case. We go bop, 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 bop.
원장님, 걔네들 좀 뭐래요?
Get him! Crab claw! Bubble axe! Meh. Geosis! Oh. Well, that didn't work. Okay, a little bit of rupture, a little bit of pierce fragility is ideal. Meow. A little bit more tremor. Hit him with the stick. Well, our next few tremor bursts are about to hit extremely hard. Well, we can't clash that. So we need to protect ourselves from it. So 3 defense power down. That'll make the next guard not do as much. We didn't take any damage, so this gains extra power. Then guard here. Okay, it's not hitting. Not hitting. Hitting here, so we dodge. Okay, block here. Okay. I think we've mapped this out about as well as it can go. Oh my god. Okay. You can't just drop a dance party in the middle of a fight like that. This is how I'll get the children to eat. Watch me bust it down. You cannot just throw that in out of nowhere. Backup dancers and all. Well, the good thing is, we've just finished our meal for the day.
아랫몸은 징그러.
Oh my god, here comes the dance party. Gah! Am I in?
이 양반 어째 주기적으로 버스에서 악몽을 꾸고 그러네.
Nightmare. It was all a dream? Figures. As the buzzing in my head gradually settled, the sound of the bus engine came back into focus. I guess what just happened must have been a dream. Nothing more. Thanks, Gregor. You saying it was a nightmare snapped me out of it.
뭘? 아 참. 그래. 아니 고맙다면 저것 좀 대신 처리해 줄래?
Where Gregor pointed, the sinners were arguing loudly over something.
에휴. 또 회식 장소 가지고 저러고 싸우고 있어. 오랜만에 하는 회식이니까 최대한 맛있어야 한다면서.
Dream or reality? Some things never change. It's almost amazing how they keep getting into the same arguments. And I don't even get to eat anything.
관리자 양반이라면 금방 조용하게 만들 현명한 방법 있지?
You can't see it, but I'm doing the scrunch face again. Are we about to send them all to the timeout chair? wise way? Did I ever have a wise way to quiet them down? Well, to the timeout chair, everyone! Oh, I'm probably still half asleep. Sorry, that came out weird. What I mean to say is, I was awkwardly scratching the back of my head when I noticed that somehow the sinners had all gone quiet. Huh? Slowly, one by one, they clenched their mouths shut and took their seats, as if they were children who were anticipating one heck of a scolding. What's going on, guys?
다들 조용히 하세요. 생각 의자에서 시끄럽게 굴면 티라노반이 오니까요.
Oh my god! No, we haven't woken up yet! Terror T-Rexes? Hang on. Why do they recognize that name?
무서워. 티라노반은 나쁜 아이들을 한 입에 잡아먹는댔어.
매번 원회로 나가는 이유가 사실 나쁜 아이들을 벌주기 위해서라는 소문이.
What are they on about? We're on Mephistopheles! Yeah, we're not on the bus, though. Aha! There are 2 seats empty.
단테 원장님.
I see. He's the okay. Right, he's the okay. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. That does check out. Yep.
친구들이 또 떠들고 있지 않습니까?
단데.
티라노반 반장 붉은 수강료.
대체 언제쯤에야 제게 어부받을
Uppies? What on earth are you saying? Stay back!
해주시는 겁니까?
Is this my room? Then, was that just now also a dream? So I had 2 dreams in a row, huh? Oh, that was such a weird dream. No, still too early to let my guard down. I could still be trapped in a dream world. Right, I should try pinching my cheek to make sure. Dang it! Forgot I had a clock for a head! Fine, then the thigh. And one on the arm, too!
단테, 노크 없이 죄송합니다만 급하게 논의하고 싶은 게.
She just walks into me just pinching myself.
갑작스러운 자학 충동이 일어났나요? 이런 건 보고된 적 없습니다만.
No, Faust, wait, hear me out first!
빠르게 진찰이 필요할 수도 있겠군요. 우선
It took a good long while to try and explain to Faust the ridiculous situation I found myself in, but in the end, I managed to clear things up. And thankfully, this part wasn't a dream. Just another anecdote to be told about a certain day on the bus. Oh! Sinnerlings Chicken Scratch Farewell. Open to receive 401 free lunacy. It's like waking up from the most chaotic dream. The jar contains several notes of sincere appreciation scribbled in children's messy chicken scratches. Why does this remind me of the Sinners? I must still be waking up. So, that, in fact, was the April Fool's event. So, I'm pretty sure this isn't the case, but dude, I want the Sinnerlings as a skin projection. You don't understand. I doubt it, right? Like, if I were to, yeah, no babies. No baby skins, no baby sinners, nuh-uh, no baby. Oh, and you could just enter it from right here. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, overall, wow, they put a lot of effort into this particular April Fool's. Like, frickin' voice lines, rewriting all the passives, making a 4-turn fight, bringing voice actors for every single line. Like, good lord, they went all in for this April Fool's event. Very, very cute. Dude, I wish we could have the Sinnerlings as an actual team. It'd be so cute. They were all very, very adorable. I'm sad that that's probably gonna be the only time that we ever see the Sinnerlings. But overall, hey, I'm just glad that I managed to catch that event. That was so cute. Dang it, man! I wish we could keep projections of them. This is it, boys! This is what we've all been waiting for! And this is what every single bit of lunacy I got is gonna be going towards. Now just, you know, let me be lucky, please. Give her to me, give her to me! You know who I want. You know who I'm after, video game! And you know who I'm going for. I'm on the right one, right? Yes, I am. So just give me, oh, this is it. This is it. It's that easy. It's that easy.
불꽃으로 수놓은 이 별무리 속에 데려다 드릴 수는 없어도
It is not that easy.
별빛으로 만들어 드릴 수는 있답니다.
I mean, you know, hey, yay, free ego. I'm so glad, yay. It's the last one. It's the last one. You know what I'm after. You know what I want. Give them. Give her to me. Give her to me. Give her to me.
일어났나요, 파시아? 파우스트는 새로운 친구를 소개하고 싶어서 파시아를 기다리고 있었답니다.
It only took every single bit of lunacy that I have, but hey, at least I didn't have to roll 200 because we got her! And so you know that I had to take her out for a test drive. Followed by the world's choice ever, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you get bad choices. Now, I didn't have Nurse Father Hong Lu, so it was basically just her in a bleed team, being, you know, blood fiends, but meh, I was totally fine with that. So, for this particular run, I figured, you know what, we're just gonna all in on bleed. There's gonna be nothing else, we are just gonna go full bleed, and whatever effects we get along the way is the effects that we're going to use. You know, whether that's a good idea or not, I don't know. Debatably, just going one thing is probably more effective than double dipping, but double dipping just seems like such a good idea. Especially because it's so easy to do both bleed and rupture with a blood fiend team. Our gifts this time around, honestly, were pretty similar to all the other times, so I think I showed them at some point, although honestly I can't remember. But what I do know is this is yet another run where we did not get the fatal to all damage ego gift. Now, for this one in particular, we actually could have crafted it. I just needed to get to the next shop to actually be able to do that. Which, luckily for us, we're still doing plenty of damage early on. And with setting our adversities. Yeah, so I misclicked. And at this point, I was like, oh, all that work for nothing because I misclicked. So I figured, you know what? We're not gonna just throw the run away because I misclicked and now we can't do adversity 50. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna go for the achievement where we beat floor 15 without the fatal damage gift. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but you know what? Hey, Why throw away a perfectly good run? And then here I had forgotten momentarily, but then I was like, oh, right. I don't need to take these. So we are at a adversity level of 14, which is, you know, a little bit higher than I think we should be while going for the, I don't even remember what it's called. The tier 5 gift, the fatal one. I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but you know which one I'm talking about. Being at adversity 14, maybe a little bit higher than I would like, but we're just doing such a crazy amount of damage because of all our ego gifts, all the ways we're getting offensive power, all just the extra damage based on bleed on enemies. Ooh. And of course, we are using the cannon. So most of our people are doing like 200% more damage, sometimes more, debating how much like bleed and stuff they have on them. So we are we're doing real good. Now I know what you're thinking. Is it good enough to beat Vergilius and Kokomi? Honestly, I don't know, but it's worth a shot, isn't it? I mean, what's the worst that could happen? See, it's not too bad. He barely did any damage. What's it gonna do? See, huge damage from Yisong, followed by a dodge because 35 base dodge. Yeah, I don't think we were ever hitting that one. But with the amount of Rupture, the amount of bleed, we're slowly stacking up, and we're dealing even more damage per hit. Not to mention, Vergilius is currently at negative 45 SP, so rolling heads is all but not going to happen. He really just can't do a whole lot to us. Or he'll kill us in a matter of 2 hits despite rolling 7. So, yeah, that's a restart. Now, for this particular run, I didn't want to throw the runaway, so I figured, you know, or particular try, I didn't want to throw the runaway, so Morositas. Let's even the playing field. So it does last for 3 turns, and it does mean that our buffs are technically going to be a little bit counterintuitive, but you know what? It's worth it just so we can have far more of a chance of beating Vergilius. I don't think I've ever gotten his gift. So getting his gift to add to the gift compendium, plus giving ourselves a far better chance to actually win this run, I think it's worth using a daily cooldown thing on this. And because of all the extra damage that we're doing, we pretty much have him dead to rights. 840 health left, but he's going for vroom vroom. But we're faster than him. No vroom vroom for you. And we get Kokomi's mini gift, which gives, honestly, a pretty strong effect. Really, really strong effect. Giga lifesteal. The fact that we were faster than him is probably the only reason we won that fight, by the way, because I'm pretty sure Vroom Vroom would have actually one-shot all of us. But, immediately moving on to the Pirates of the Great Lake. Honestly, we're doing so much damage that even through all of their mechanics with the redirecting, the extra damage, you know, this, that, the other thing, we're still pumping out like 1,000 damage per hit, and 3,000 from ego gifts. It is a beautiful set of turns. And because of the coin and Ring Yisong, bink, bink, bink. Oh yeah, over 1,000 damage twice, effectively for free. And 1,000 damage finisher. So yeah, our damage is certainly not lacking, and remember, this is without the perma-fatal gift. Honestly, if we had the multi-tool, which makes it so that they take even more damage depending on how many times you hit them with the same type of damage, I don't know if it would have stacked, but man, would I have wanted to try it. Because we have so many people doing like slash and blunt and pierce that I'm pretty sure we would have been getting full value from the multi-tool gift, which is a relatively new one. But even Mr. Traitor and Jealous Man cannot stand up to full power Blood Fiends. And we go to what I believe is floor 15. I did take some mounting adversities just because they basically looked free. Not to mention we already had some, so these are our mounting trials. They're not fantastic, but, you know, they're what we got. I honestly don't know if we could have beaten this run if we were doing a full 50 adversity, because this was a hard kind of... I'm not going to call it a photo finish, but it certainly wasn't pretty. Even with all our free damage sources, our extra damage, our healing, our death preventions, everything going off, I'm actually not confident that we would have beaten this, especially because imagine if they got even more clash power, even more damage, even more, you know, like... I'm pretty sure we would have just been dead, so in a way it kind of worked out that I misclicked so early on because, hey, at the end of the day, it may not be what we wanted, but I still ended up getting the run of a lifetime out of this run. Now just imagine if I actually had Nurse Father Hong Lu to go with Albina Faust. Oh, it would have been amazing. But I didn't roll him. I simply wasn't lucky enough. So, alas. But, with that, I'm going to give you back to Past Shadow for the outro. And while it isn't exactly the run that I was going for, we have completed 415 without the only tier 5 gift in the game, which I can't remember the name of, which changes everything to Fatal. So 1 out of 2 achievements has been completed. I was trying to do them both at the same time, which I hope I said during the voiceover, but, yeah, fat fingers over here kind of ruined it. Although, to be fair, it was pretty close, so I don't actually know if we could have done it without, all that. But that does also allow me to complete the 50 challenge thingy with doing some actual damage. So, as far as damage numbers, oh, buddy, did we do some damage. And of course, we finished at level 91, which I feel like is pretty dang good. With all of these being taken, enemies were apparently 48 levels higher. We did also take all the starting things, but as far as floors, Dregs of the Banner, Hell's Kitchen, The Magic School Bus, LCB Regular Checkup, La Manchalan Reopening, Merry-Go-Round, The Unchanging Blade and Artwork, Time Killing, Inert Sloth, Brittle of Infinity, Who Couldn't Be Blood Fiends, Into a Certain Library's Book, and Corp New League of 9 Literatures, and CCR. I will take the achievement, and that's good enough for me for now. And look at that beautiful sight. 1,000 cap has been reached. Yes, that is how much I've been doing it. And then for achievements, clears. Clear up to 14 once, 15 once. 1,000 or more cost. Deal 3,000 plus damage against an enemy with a single skill use. Deal 5,000 plus with a single skill use. I don't know how you're supposed to do these ones, but so be it. And of course, clear floor 15 without obtaining Lunar Memory. So close. So close. But I won't give up. Not yet. Not now. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. This is definitely going to be a weird video to put together, so I'm gonna guess that you had quite a bit of voiceover shadow in this one, so hopefully that went pretty good. There is a couple things that I think I could do better with this particular layout. This particular Heathcliff did basically nothing for us the entire run, so that sucked. Ting Tang was really, really good. I honestly feel like we got quite a bit of value out of the Zwei Association, and Pierre Ryoshu was also, I think, extremely good. Just guaranteed healing after every single kill. Oh, beautiful. You love to see it. But if we had picked something else for Mr. Angry Boy, and if we had the House of Spiders ring Nurse Father, I feel like that alone would have made a colossal difference. But hey, either way, we did it. And next up is going to be Floor 15, 50 Adversity, which this time we can use the Lunar Memory. I remember what it's called this go around. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.